All right, so we're going to visit a little bit. Sometimes you feel like you're just going to go, wee! Okay. So, a couple years back, I was living in my car, and I got up before dawn, and I went to the beach. In our area, we call it North Beach, and it's next to a 300-acre forested area. And I got my morning coffee. I was the only one on the beach, and it was, like I said, just before daylight. And I was standing on the beach, and it was just awesome. Awesome. I mean, the waters and the calm and the peace, it's mesmerizing, right? And all the ions in the air and the smell of the water and the soft light and right? And I'm in that for like 2 seconds. Enough to absorb it. And then I hear the coyotes start, right? So I'm standing there, and the forest area is over here. So the coyotes do their magic, right? One of them, yip, 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 and you don't really know where the sound's coming from, even with one coyote, right? They're like shamanically throwing their sound all sorts of different directions, so their prey doesn't know where they're at. It confuses them. It creates chaos, unless, of course, they're a deaf rabbit, right? Sorry, I'd throw that in. So then another coyote kind of answers back, right? So then you can tell that there's two, quite a distance. And then they start throwing their voices in their magic way. And if you've heard coyotes do this, you know it's magical and mesmerizing and awesome, but it's also creepy, right? Because then you hear, they're stalking something, right? And you'll hear the rabbits scream, right? And it's almost like you can hear them get caught and then get away. Okay, so tuning into that is crazy making, right? Because it's creepy, oh my gosh. I saw an eagle once take a rabbit, and the scream of that rabbit, you kind of just don't forget. But when you look at it all neutral, anyway, back to my topic. So there is a predator and a prey. There's dark and light. There's 3D, 5D energies. They're all out there. Okay. So the coyotes are throwing their distractions, right, every direction so they can get their prey. You don't know where the sound's coming from. You don't know where the coyote's coming from. You don't know where all of the other coyotes are. You can assume you're surrounded. You can assume whatever you want, okay? So the victims, in this case, the rabbit, if there's more than one, they would fight by certain cries or whatever. They would go underground. They're going to scream. They're going to do their own fighting, right? And so it's kind of this predator-prey thing, and in a way, it's natural law, right? However, not all rabbits and not all coyotes in my area were there that day, right? And for me, it was weird, and it brought up weird feelings, and I neutralized the feelings, but it's like, it's a little bit. And so I started walking down the beach, and then as I got around the corner, I was in a different sound barrier, and plus it kind of was just kind of starting to end too. It was calm, right? You just hear the waves just lapping into the shore. It's just a gentle breeze, just peace. No one's on the beach. The light's starting to fill all the nooks and crannies of the silhouettes of the trees, and the rocks are coming alive, and you got the driftwood, all the light just hitting everything in its own little way, and peace, right? So, two different realities to tune into, right? Had I been able to go towards the chaos and see the rabbit inevitably get, killed and eaten, and, it wouldn't have been fun for me. But there's something that kicks into with the noise of the coyotes that's so frightening in a way, primally. Like maybe it's to possessions or whatever's going on in your body, but it's an eerie noise. And so Spirit showed me that today, about that that's what's going on in the world, okay? And so just walk down the beach. And it may not be feel exciting, and it may not feel like this is got all the contentment and the things that you might prefer. But just walking down the beach is, Spirit was showing me today the metaphor of letting the light come into all the dark corners, letting, financial, emotional, health, all your dreams, all the things you wanted to experience, all the things you thought was coming, your youthing and your healing and your, so instead of the driftwood, the rocks, the mountains, the silhouette, the light's coming into all the things that make your life be more comfortable and joyous and beautiful. The dawn is, you're at the dark and you're just coming in, and the light's just softly starting to fill things in, and Spirit's showing me that, and just enjoy that, right? But there's a part of you, part of me, that craves chaos, right? That craves, we want to save the world, and we want to, even though my job is technically done, and that on another video. But so it's hard to make myself just be, and just be at peace, and just go enjoy the beauty, enjoy the water, enjoy the sand, enjoy everything alone. And whether someone's there or not, you feel the same joy, right? I mean, it's like humans need some sort of a validation, but it's peace. But you may feel like you feel maybe a little lonely, a little bored, these things that humans say, but that's because we don't recognize peace as a good thing, as a preferred thing. So in the example right now, the chaos of the black hats, of the government energy all around the big V, which I'm not going to talk about here. I have a Rumble account, and at some point I'll post videos maybe and talk about it there. But all that's going on around the big V is not going away anytime soon. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. We're finding our family, we're finding our tribe. Okay? Your family is not who you were birthed to, okay? That's quantum. You came through a portal, you're here. It's who you choose, it's who your thoughts choose, it's who you actively allow into your life, okay? So this big V chaos and all the friends, families, worker, government jobs that are coming in as the coyotes, you don't know. You think you're surrounded. You think, I might give you my bees example here too. That's a reminder for myself. You think the coyote's going to get you, and it's coming from over here. But it's thrown its voice and it's coming over here. But then it's over here. Oh, and then it's got a buddy, and now they're all doing it. So you don't know which way is the safe way out. Okay? And you're running into them all over, right? Different places on the internet, in the store. You're running into these places, people and families like, oh, you gotta get this V, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and workers. So in order to now proceed with your truth and not give in to that, what do? Right? Because you join in and you become the rabbit, and you don't know which way it's going to come, and then you just kind of wait for it because your reality has perceived that there's a boogeyman, that there's a coyote. You're hearing and projecting the coyote, and so you're having the reality of the rabbit, right? When you could be the reality of the person on the beach and just look away. And that's where we're at now. Okay, you can't help them, you can't change them. All you can do is look away. Now, yeah, there was a time, let's say 6,000 years, let's say, we were to help people to plant seeds, star seeds. We came here to awaken people and to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and her people and her animals and waterways. And we're doing that now still in a way, but now we're perfecting ourselves, our own programs. You can't change people now. They're changing themselves by what they see. And it's going to have to get, let's say, worse, just for lack of a better word in this particular moment, that they're going to take a lot more hits before they come to the realization that a lot of us have known decades ago. And so it's for us to just be to just be on the beach and just look at the eagles and just laugh and play, which, if you're anything like me, has been my hardest challenge in life. To be at peace, to be free, to be calm, and then also to not want to save everyone else, you know, to feel like I've made it. I've got this energy, and I want to save you and save you and save you and save you, and then you drown, right? And so to be selfish, you were taught it was selfish, but really it's not selfish. You're projecting reality. So if you're constantly helping everyone else, first of all, you're validating that their issue exists. So if you're constantly helping the cousin that's a heroin addict, you're validating that reality, and I mean, you can maybe even see it once, but you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. You don't have to have people in your life just because they're blood. Okay, if you do what you don't prefer, you create more of that in your life. And so it's so hard for me, and having been an investigative blogger and having exposed corruption, and and seen the shifts in reality that people call the Mandela effect. Having done all that, I want to do something, right? I want to get on the rooftop and say, the reality's changed. You guys are in power. Everything's great, and expose this and did it. But it's done. We've been doing that for thousands of years. I've been doing that my whole life. I just turned 50 last year. I've been doing it for at least 30 years. It's done. Now it's to walk my talk and to be who I am. Some of you out there may be still awakening others around you, but to some degree, but mostly people have decided. The information is available. It's the Akashic Record, talking to spirit, channeling. You're all channels. You can ask the I am. Like, are you there? I am is always there. And trust what you get back. And don't look for validation among other humans. Study information. And if you read a book and you feel like it says something, oh, that's not true, does that mean that the rest of the book's not true? No. Every religion, every book, everything has a certain truth to it, right? There's some sort of an element of truth. You discern, you decide what is true for you and what's not true for you. And you don't discount, you go, oh my gosh, that author, that channel said something really weird, and so now I don't want the whole book. The writing is about what it means to you personally. And the modern day channel stuff, and by modern day, what do I even mean? I don't even know. Probably past 2012, but definitely now, or in the last few years, channels are still channeling information, but it's a little bit gobbledygooked, right? It's a little bit like blurred, out of focus, because they used to be able to channel and keep their personality, their triggers, their programs, and they just kind of just did this thing, and they let the channel come through, and then they just talked the channel, and then they played it back, and they wrote books based on that. They weren't actively participating, like awake, conscious sort of deal. And in a conscious channel, you're going to interject your own traumas, triggers, and programs unless you've dealt with them. So you can keep preaching to everyone else of what to do, and I just got this message from God to say to this to you. But then they're going to interject their own politics, their own trauma, their own triggers. So it's up to you to discern what information you enjoy and feels like you can apply to make your vibration higher, and what information to let go. That's going to be your call. So Spirit had showed me that example, and I wanted to share it with you about the coyotes, because that morning, I mean, it was just so eerie. Like I said, I'd felt the peace, so I knew what was bringing the peace to the moment. I was out of the vehicle, I had my coffee, I was getting ready to walk down the beach. It was so beautiful. I kind of felt that moment. Then the chaos ensued, and I can focus on the chaos. I can stand there, I can worry about I can be mad at the coyotes, I can worry about cats in the neighborhood, I could worry about the rabbits, I could worry about everybody, I could be scared to go up there, I could be scared of myself, I could worry about the deer. I mean, there's so much you could interject to put your focus there, or you could just let their reality be their reality, of which both sides and all sides chose, and you simply let yourself be in beauty and bliss. And for me, that was to go left, but I didn't necessarily accept the beauty and bliss. You head that direction. Sometimes you don't know what's fun, you don't know what's joyful, you don't know what's peaceful, but you do know that if you have like a moment of that, oh, that's really beautiful, that's more the right direction than the chaos. But so much post-traumatic stress and energies and triggers and traumas that we as society as a whole and individuals are still processing. You might not be like, oh, well, that's joyful. Let's go this way. It's joyful. Well, you'll feel a moment of peace, even if you look at a mountain and you feel like just a teeny tiny of a second of, oh, so beautiful. Or, this is just so, you'll feel the moments of peace that you wouldn't feel if you started running down the mechanisms of the coyotes and their crazy chaos coming in after the victim that you mechanize as the victim, and you focus there and you create more of that. Um, Even if it's baby steps towards creating the reality that you do want. So there's that, and we'll talk again soon about, some other fun things. Okay. God has blessed you. Bye for now.